Hey, welcome back to the Twisted Quiz. I'm Quizmaker Sandy. Over the next 10 minutes, play with me this unique and exciting quiz that explores some astonishing facts and mind blowing trivia. If you feel amused, entertained, and better informed about the world by the end of this journey, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe. Alright then, here we go. Let's start with a question on war. In 1899, during the Boer War, which future British Prime Minister was captured as a POW while working as a war correspondent but later escaped from the prison camp? If you need a clue, well, he was fond of cigars. That's right, it was Winston Churchill. Staying with Britain, in 1992, which famous investor made a $1 billion profit by betting against the British pound during an event known as Black Wednesday? This earned him the nickname the man who broke the Bank of England. George Soros is the correct answer. Talking of investors, in finance, what is the act of selling a security you do not own with the intention of buying it back at a lower price and profiting from the decline in its price known as? The answer starts with S. Short selling, which is what George Soros did with the British pound. Okay, let's mix some sports with history. Which sport that originated in Scotland was banned there in 1457 due to the adverse impact on the archery practice of soldiers? Your hint? It is played over a large area. If you said golf, you are right. Some geography now. Which country, known for its remarkably flat landscape, has its highest point, Walserberg, standing at just 322 meters or 1058 feet above sea level? Your hint? This country is famous for its wooden shoes called clogs. Of course, it's the Netherlands. From flat places to dry places, which country is home to the driest place on earth where some areas have gone without rainfall for centuries? It's not in Africa, in case that's what you're thinking. We are talking about the Atacama Desert in Chile. Moving on, what innovation, introduced in 1928, contributed to the widespread popularity of the electric toaster, which had been patented several years earlier? This should be easy, so there'll be no hint this time. Well, sliced bread. Who would have guessed? Talking of innovations, what mode of mass communication, introduced in 1941 to increase the sales of Bulova watches, revolutionized advertising and entertainment? It didn't require paper or billboards. The TV commercial, and the first one cost Bulova only $9 to run it. A question on technology next. Which tech company, co-founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, was originally called Backrub, reflecting its focus on backlinks to rank websites? Again, this should be a no-brainer, so no hints. Why Google, of course. Something more serious now. What is the disease varicella which causes an itchy red rash, fever, fatigue, and fluid filled blisters that spread across the body, commonly known as. It mostly afflicts children. Chickenpox sounds much less frightening than varicella if you ask me. Let's talk about show business now. What accessory, worn by Daniel Radcliffe in his portrayal of Harry Potter, had to be replaced more than 160 times during the filming of the Harry Potter movies due to breakage, misplacement, or simply because he outgrew it? If you need a hint, just see the image. His iconic glasses, of course. Which famous actor, known for portraying James Bond, wore a toupee in all his Bond films due to early onset of hair loss? Before being offered a role in the movies, he was a bodybuilder who competed in the 1953 Mr. Universe contest. Surprisingly, it was Sean Connery. I think his toupee bonded well with his head. Next question, again on showbiz. For which 1992 film, Daniel Day-Lewis, known for his intense method acting, lived off the land and carried a heavy musket to fully immerse himself in his role? It was a movie about Native Americans. The Last of the Mohicans. Enjoying the quiz? Then feel free to click the subscribe button at any time. Changing tack now. What body part's name is derived from the Latin word meaning little mouse due to its movement resembling mice scurrying under the skin? This should be easy, so no hints. Muscle, from the word musculus meaning little mouse. Another question from etymology. What word, originally derived from the name of a massive 19th century circus elephant, is now used to describe anything large? Again, no hints. This is an easy one. Jumbo. What else could it be? Talking of circus elephants, which famous inventor, a rival of Nikola Tesla who championed AC, that is alternating current, is often wrongly believed to have personally electrocuted a circus elephant named Topsy in 1903, presumably to discredit AC? This prolific inventor came up with more than 1,000 patented inventions in his lifetime. Thomas Edison is wrongly blamed for this infamous incident. You see, Topsy the elephant was indeed electrocuted, but not by Edison. From inventors to painters, despite creating over 2000 works of art, which tragic and now famous painter is known to have sold only one painting in his lifetime called The Red Vineyard? He committed suicide in 1890. That's right, it was Vincent van Gogh. A bit more on painters. In which famous painting of an artist's mother was the subject originally meant to stand but had grown tired, leading to her being seated in the final artwork? This painting featured prominently in a 1997 comedy film. Whistler's Mother, the famous painting that Mr. Bean destroys in Bean the movie. Moving on to some music now. Which iconic British musician, born Reginald Kenneth Dwight, changed his name to the one he is known by today, after being inspired by blues singer Long John Baldry, and saxophonist Elton Dean? If you need a clue, read the question once again. If you said Elton John, great job. Staying with musicians, which famous sentimental song, written by Eric Clapton, was inspired by the tragic death of his son Connor, who fell from a 53rd floor window in 1991? The answer begins with T. Tears in Heaven. Okay, this is interesting. Which is the only part of the human body that gets its oxygen directly from the air instead of through blood vessels? If you need a hint, this body part can be transplanted from one human to another. It's the cornea of the eye. Back to some sports now. What else was special about Serena Williams' win at the 2017 Australian Open, besides the fact that she won without losing a set and that it was her last Grand Slam title? Your hint? She wasn't alone. Yes, she was pregnant while playing that tournament. Okay, this is hilarious. What sport saw a match between England and South Africa in 1939 last 12 days, only to be abandoned because the ship taking the England team home was due to leave? It was nicknamed the Timeless Test. It was a cricket match. Test matches are one of the formats in which cricket is played, and these days they are played over no more than 5 days, thankfully. From the world of business, which company holds the title of the largest tire manufacturer by volume, producing over 300 million tiny rubber tires each year? Well, it's not one of the leading tire companies like Michelin, Bridgestone, or Goodyear. Well, did you know it is Lego, which makes millions of little tires for its toys every year? And we are at the last question in this episode of the quiz. In mathematics, what term describes a positive number that is equal to the sum of its proper positive divisors? For example, the number 6, which is the sum of its proper divisors 1, 2 and 3. The answer begins with P. Such numbers are called perfect numbers. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the Twisted Quiz. You may drop your scores in the comments along with any suggestions for me. Please do subscribe to this channel and share it with other quiz lovers like you. And if you wish to play more episodes of this quiz, the links are right here. Thank you for watching. I'm Quizmaker Sandy signing off for now.